Hi, this is Bob Gersh with East Coast Capital. And today's topic is why today's foreclosure numbers are nothing like 2008. Why today's foreclosure numbers are nothing like 2008. You've likely seen headlines about the number of foreclosures climbing in today's housing market. They may leave you with a few questions, especially if you're thinking about buying a house. Understanding what they really mean is mission critical if you want to know the truth about what's happening today. A recent report, according to ATTOM, a property data provider, says foreclosure filings are up 6% compared to the previous quarter and 22% since 1 year ago. As media headlines call attention to this increase, reporting on just the number could actually generate worry and may even make you think twice about buying a home or feel that prices may crash. The reality is, while increasing, the data shows a foreclosure crisis is not where the market is headed. Let's look at the latest information with context so you can see how this compares to previous years. It isn't the dramatic increase headlines would have you believe. In recent years, the number of foreclosures has been down to record lows. That's because in 2020 and 2021, the forbearance program and other relief options for homeowners helped millions of homeowners stay in their homes, allowing them to get back on their feet during a very challenging period. And with home values rising at the same time, many homeowners may have found themselves facing foreclosure under other circumstances were able to leverage their equity and sell their houses rather than face foreclosure. Moving forward, equity will continue to be a factor that can help keep people from going into foreclosure. As the government's moratorium came to an end, there was an expected rise in foreclosures. But just because foreclosures are up doesn't mean the housing market is in trouble. As Claire Trapasso, executive news editor at Realtor.com, says, there's no reason to panic, at least not yet. Foreclosure filings began ticking up after the federal moratorium ended. The moratorium was enacted in the early days of COVID-19 when millions of Americans lost their jobs to prevent a tsunami of homeowners losing their properties. So some of these proceedings would have taken place during the pandemic, but got delayed due to the moratorium. This is a bit of a catch-up. Basically, there's not a sudden flood of foreclosures coming. Instead, some of the increase is due to the delayed activity explained above, while more is from economic conditions. As Rob Barber, CEO of ATTOM, explains, this unfortunate trend can be attributed to a variety of factors such as rising unemployment rates, foreclosure filings making their way through the pipeline after 2 years of government intervention, and other ongoing economic challenges. However, with many homeowners still having significant home equity, that may help in keeping increased levels of foreclosure activity at bay. To further paint a picture of just how different the situation is now compared to the housing crisis, the foreclosure activity has been lower since the crash by looking at properties with a foreclosure filing going all the way back to 2005. While foreclosures are climbing, it's clear foreclosure activity is now nothing like it was during the housing crisis. In addition to all the factors mentioned above, that's also largely because buyers today are more qualified and less likely to default on their loans. Today, foreclosures are far below the record high number that was reported when the housing market crashed. The bottom line, right now, putting the data into context is more important than ever. While the housing market is experiencing an expected rise in foreclosures, it's nowhere near the crisis level seen when the housing bubble burst, and that won't lead to a crash in home prices. This is Bob Gersh with East Coast Capital. We do this blog, video, and podcast Monday through Friday. Go to askbobgersh.com to see past and future issues. And if you have any questions, the best way to reach me is through askbobgersh.com. If you do see me in a local coffee shop, tap me on the shoulder, let's sit down, have coffee, and talk about whatever you like to talk about. Have a great day, a great rest of the week. Enjoy life, and if I can be of any service, just reach out to me through askbobgersh.com. Until next time, thank you.